Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining. I'm going to see if I can get up on my Facebook. Oh, looks like I'm there. Let's see if it all works tonight. And let me share it. There we go. All right. Hello, Melissa. How are you? Happy Monday. Today was not a bad Monday, but it feels like it was really long. I was definitely ready to see 5 o'clock hit for sure. So, hello, everyone. I'm going to give everybody just a minute to get in here. I'm gonna put a new mat down, and I have already messed it up. Wouldn't y'all know? That's usually the way it works for me. I put a big old scratch in it. So hello Sharon. Hello Carrie. Yeah, so everybody keeps telling me that they're really excited about this stamp set. Boy, I hope I do it justice, because who knows? You know, sometimes I think the projects are great, and then I'm like, oh, I go back and I look at them and I'm like, it's a bummer. Hello, Dora. Yes, you are on time. Look at there. I actually, when I hit play today, it went straight to live too. I had no issues, which probably means that it's going to kick me off tonight while we're in the middle of Facebook Live. It's usually how it works, right? Hello, Verna. Okay, so it looks like people are coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and jump in and get started then. For our prizes last week, you can't see it. Yeah, that's good, because it is over on the other side. It's like over here, so thankfully it's out of the way, because I really don't want to have to recover the whole thing again, Carrie. There were some not so nice words coming out of my mouth because I couldn't get it to, it's like one of those sticky tiles, you know, but it's like a long sheet. I don't know why. I don't know how I get myself into complications like that, but all your projects are, oh, thank you, Sharon. Yes, don't forget to share. Thank you, Verna. Make sure you share. And when you share, make sure you share it to your personal pages or to other groups that are not Simply Elizabeth, or our team page. Just because I share it directly to the Simply Elizabeth stuff. So yeah, that's a good idea, Carrie. I should try that. You know what they really actually need to do? Because so what's underneath it is one of those large mats, like sewing mats. What they need to do is come out with those mats that are like this, that are already designed for Facebook Lives and YouTube Lives and all that fun stuff. Somebody needs to come up with that idea, because you know what? I'd pay to just get one instead of covering it myself. Oh, thank you, Dora. Thank you. Okay, prizes from last week. We have Donna Schultz, and I hope I'm saying that right. I have a friend who has the same last name, so I think it would be pronounced the same way since it's spelled the same way. So, but if I butcher your name, I'm very, very sorry. But Donna, I do not have your mailing address, so if you can message me with that, then I will get that in the mail to you. And then Lori Hall, you are the winner of the Friends of the Forest stamp set, which is a really cute one. It's actually a retired set, but if you will send me your mailing address as well. So Donna Schultz and Lori Hall. And then I will put those prizes in the mail. Don't forget, there is a joining special for this month. It is a stamp set, some extra little inserts that go into the calendar. There's 3 notebooks that come with it. Obviously the calendar itself, and then that's, you know, everything I was able to fit into it when I put it all together. So it's got some stickers and fun stuff like that. So this is what you get when you join Stampin' Up. So if you're interested in that and you have questions, please let me know, and I will be happy to go over all of that with you. I'll let you know costs, what is expected, all that fun stuff. So if you are interested, there is a link in the description of this video that you can click on, and it'll take you straight to the joining page to join underneath my or join the Stampin' Grace team, and it's a link that'll take you straight there. Words, they are hard. Next month, y'all, September is literally right around the corner. We are a week and a half from September. Can you believe that? Oh, they said that the older you get, the faster time flies by. Isn't that the truth? I feel like it is flying by for sure this year. Maybe it's because we can get out and do things again, and maybe that's why. I don't know. But anyway, so starting September the 1st, which is next Thursday, there is what is considered, they're calling it a Perfect Partners. And what it is it's die sets to go along with stamp sets that are in both the annual catalog and in the holiday catalog that do not currently have dies. It is for a limited time only, and so it is from September the 1st to September the 30th. Now, I will say that it is while supplies last as well. So if, let's say, this pig set right here is very popular in the annual catalog. So let's just say that within the first week, all of a sudden it sells out. They will not get new ones. So if you want it, you better get it right up front, because otherwise you may not get them. I anticipate the pigs and then the Yeti. I anticipate those to be pretty popular ones, just because the pig has the little wagon and all that in it. So I will, if you are a current customer of mine, when I send out customer cards for this month, I will send you, it'll be front and back, but I'm going to send you the flyer so that you have that readily in front of you. And then if you do come to classes and stuff like that too, I'll have them at class in case you forget it at home. So don't worry about that. So Perfect Partners starts on September the 1st. I want to tell you guys about it every time until then, just because it is while supplies last. All right, last thing, well, next to last thing. Don't forget, when you spend $50 in my online store, you get this free tutorial. So make sure if you want to get this, that you click on the link that's in the description of this video and go to my website, and then you can get this for free. For August, there are 33 projects. So it's a really good tutorial. And there are some really cute projects in here. I have looked at them and I'm amazed. Like this one right here is the cabin. And I've been a little afraid to go and use that stamp set. It's very intimidating to me, but I love it. So anyway, this card in this tutorial bundle has really inspired me to sit down and start working with it and playing with it. So great projects in it. Again, it's a $50 purchase from my online store. So you have to do Simply Elizabeth Crafts online store to get it. All right. Last but not least, I do want to share or tell you that if you share my video and you comment, oh, Dora, hold on. I'm playing with oh, you're playing with the cabin one? Oh, it's so pretty. It really is pretty. If you share my video and you comment, I draw names every week. I don't know really, you've got to mark in the comments, and I'm sorry, I know that just kind of makes it even more complicated, but just share when you do share it, just write in the comments that you shared. Sometimes it'll show me that you shared and sometimes it won't. So just make sure that you post that in the comments. And then I just draw a random name and give away prizes. So this week, which we'll draw the names next week, is going to be the Vintage Christmas stamp set, which coordinates with the bottle. I think it's called the, hold on. It is a vintage bottle. This is not a bundle, but this coordinates with the vintage bottle, so it will punch out this right here. So I just wanted to show you that. So anyway, this is a really cute one. I've done a class on it and have a card somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. I've been packing all my cards up for craft fairs this week, and so like stamping the back and putting them in the sleeves and all that, and I feel like my room is a disaster again. But anyway, so the other thing is going to be the adhesive backed snowflakes. These were actually last year's snowflake embellishment in the Christmas mini catalog or holiday mini catalog. So I will have a pack of those as well. So again, share, comment that you shared, and your name will go into the drawing for that. Okay, last week we did a card that was, I talked about it and I couldn't find my card. So, and I literally, for those of you who know me, I might be, hello, Rebecca. I am always afraid, because my husband and I move so much with his job. I am always afraid that something will get ruined or lost. So I protect them by putting them up somewhere, and then I can't find them. So I found this in a box that I keep cards and all of that I keep, that I get from other people that are really special to me. So I finally found it. This was the very first card that I ever made, and we were talking about this in last week's Facebook Live, because the design of the card, and I'll show you the card real quick. So this was the card we made last week, and it has a flat back to it, and then the opening part is what sits on top of your actual card base. So this was the very first card I ever made. This is what started Stampin' Up for me. That's an older set. Oh girl, yes it is. So that was 2014, and I'm pretty sure it retired that year because I wanted it, and of course I didn't have a lot of money back then, and I really was like just getting into it, so I didn't ever get it. But if I had, I probably would still have it, just because it does mean so much to me. But this is the card that I was talking about that I took the layout from. So it just opens right there. And look, I even put a little embellishment on the inside of it. So anyway, I can't remember what green that was. I don't even know if that was a Stampin' Up color. I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you if that was even a Stampin' Up color. But anyway, this is that card. I finally found it. I was so proud when I found it. So, all right. I think that is it. I am ready to jump in to tonight's projects. We are going to be using the Hello Harvest bundle. I'm going to pull those out so we can see them. For those of you who don't know and have just started watching me, I am a pumpkin fanatic. So much so that one of the ladies for my class, actually the lady that taught me how to make that card and got me into Stampin' Up, Wendy, she told me about Hobby Lobby having all kind of colored pumpkins this year. So y'all, I'm trying to refrain because I got enough of them, and I'm sure if I bring more home, my husband might get mad. So, but I love pumpkins. I love fall. I am not a pumpkin spice girl, so don't give me the drinks and the smells and all that. I just like the colors. I'm a fall color girl. So this is the stamp set we're going to use. This is a bundle that's in our catalog. You can see I put my prices on there, but that's because after everything's done, I sell my retired stuff, so ignore that for now. But that's how much the stamp set costs. You want to know that. All right, so our first project is going to be this card right here. Those of you who are on my team, let's see. Okay, Vern is responding to my Hobby Lobby comment. Yes, they do sell some. Oh, don't tell me that, Verna. Y'all have done really well and stayed away from Hobby Lobby for a really long time. I have been trying to not go in there because I spend way too much money. And then it all comes home, and where do you put it, you know? Give me the pumpkin spice everything. Oh, Dora, yeah. Most people are. A secret about me, though. I'm allergic to cinnamon. So, cinnamon causes me to have really bad migraines. So, it's probably a good thing that I don't really like them anyway. Because I can't have them. Because most of your spices for your fall stuff has some kind of cinnamon in it. It's also a really good thing that cinnamon is a big thing for fall because it truly does keep me out of most of the craft stores around this time. Because the moment you walk in, that's all you smell. So, it stinks because, you know, when we were wearing masks, guess what? I didn't smell it so much. So maybe I'll just wear my mask when I go in there now. No one questions that, right? So anyway, if you're on my team, you have seen this card before. This was my mystery card, not for August, but for July. I created this because I knew eventually I was going to use this stamp set. So I went ahead and came up with this for that. So we're going to jump into that one. And it's a pretty simple one. It's got a pretty simple layout. So this, there will be, tomorrow my post will go up on my website that will have all the measurements and all of that. So, but I'm going to go over this one just with you just because it is different. So this card base is just a normal card base, but on the front, I cut off an inch. So instead of being 8.5, it's only 7.5. But you would still score at 4.25. Okay. All right. So let's grab our bone folder. I'm going to grab the liquid glue and see if I can not get it all over the place. Oh, Melissa, good. There, and if you search, I'm going to show you a card at the end. It was actually a card we did in class this past Saturday in Florence, but it is also a case straight from Stampin' Up, and it's gorgeous. I think it was Stampin' Up. I can't remember if it was Stampin' Up or if it was one of the artisans, but I'll show it at the end. Okay, we're going to take this little strip of basic gray, and we're going to just put it over here. We're going to put it on the edge. Like that. Okay. Then we are going to take this is from the Cottage Wreath Bundle. Well, it's more of like a suite. And so I just cut off a little piece. It also has black on the back of it. I love this paper because it is a bunch of plaid and buffalo check and all that wonderfulness. All right, I'm going to get my regular adhesive because y'all know how bad I am with liquid glue. All right, and we're going to put this here. And then we're just going to line it up with the bottom. And so this is on the inside. And that's just so that you can have a pattern at the bottom when you have your card closed. Okay? Now, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to take these 3 pieces of cardstock. So we've got basic white. we've got mint macaroon, and then we've got soft seafoam. So I kind of went with like a whole green. I will say, I think I am a green pumpkin girl. Maybe some Night of Navy. I almost did a Night of Navy pumpkin, and then I didn't end up doing it. But I definitely like the greens and the blue pumpkins. So please don't tell me if Hobby Lobby has green and blue. Because I would really be in trouble. All right, so we're going to take some basic gray, because obviously with your white, you can just cut out the dye if you wanted to, but really I liked having the definition of the pumpkins. So we're going to take some basic gray, and we're going to stamp, and look at there. That's why there's two sides, right? We'll see if we can stamp it down really good that time. Well, that might be weird. Okay, let's try it on the white. There it goes. All right, we're gonna try it on the green again. I don't know why it wasn't stamping. Okay, and then on our soft seafoam. Oh, that's so weird. It was not doing this to me earlier. See if I press down over there on that side. There we go. Ah, I was being special. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some crumb cake, and I'm just taking, you've got the light and the dark, and I'm taking the dark for both our mint macaroon and our soft seafoam. And I'm just doing that. And then we're going to do that. And then I am going to take the light, and I'm going to color in the white one. Make sure I'm in the... Okay, so I've done the white one. And then we're going to take the light and just go over on the others. Okay. It doesn't really matter. You could leave them without having the colored stems, but I liked it, so I did it. All right. One last stamping thing, and that is going to be the sentiment. I almost did it in basic gray, but then I wanted it to be just a little darker, so I decided to go with the basic black for that. And I'm going to pray real hard and see if I get this sucker straight. I will be honest with you, I'm going to turn it upside down and stamp it this way. And the reason I'm doing that is just because it's because of that fold, and it flops up like that. So I just want to make sure that it's there. Well, then I don't really mess it up. Do y'all see how nervous I am to stamp that down? Oh, look at there. Apparently I just need to stamp everything upside down. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to bring in the cutting machine, and we are going to cut out our pumpkins. And tonight you all get to watch me cut everything out, just so you know. I probably should have maybe cut out the pumpkins before, but at least 2 of them, but that's okay. If you have to leave because it's too long, you can always leave. It will not hurt my feelings. You can always go back and watch it on YouTube, because I do post it on YouTube. And then you can cut out my chatting, and you can cut out all the extra die cutting. You can skip right on over it. When I first started watching YouTube, I had no idea that you could actually fast forward on a video. Like I thought you had to like press the button at the bottom and move it with your finger. And apparently if you just tap the screen on the right, it'll fast forward it by itself. Y'all, I am not tech savvy. And yeah, so I had no idea that you could do that until a friend told me that I could. And then I was like, oh, what a genius. So, hello, Angie. I think I missed a couple other people in there. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Linda. All right, so that was it. So see, that really wasn't all that painful. Let me put that back over there so I don't lose it. All right, so I'm going to move this back. We will have some more. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to stack these to go where we want them. And they're going to hang down just a little bit. Well, the white one's going to hang down. The two green ones are going to be like right here along the bottom. And we're just going to use regular adhesive, if I can get it to work tonight. So we're going to put that there. And then we're going to put the mint macaroon right there. Okay, and then we're going to pop this one up. And when we pop it up, we're not going to go all the way down to the bottom because that's going to hang over off the edge. So we're going to kind of do it right about there. And then we're going to put one there. And then there. And this is way too many, but you know what? It's all right. I wanted to make sure it was in that stem. All right. So then we're going to place this right about here, kind of in the center, as centery as you can get it. We are going to take, you know, an off version of linen thread. What I've done, and I'm going to show you in a different project, so I promise I will show you, but I've pulled out 3 strands from it, and I'm just going to tie a big sloppy bow. Because that is one thing I also love about fall, is I love pine straw, and I love the sloppy look of it on home decor. Which is really weird because I am an organizational freak. Things have a place, and yet when it comes to my fall decor, the messier the pine straw and twine and all that stuff, the better. All right, so we're going to cut off the ends. And then we're going to take a glue dot. We'll put that glue dot right there on the back. And it's big enough so you don't have to roll the glue dot to keep it, to hide it. And then there you go. There is project number 1. Hello, Catherine. Yeah, the pumpkins are pretty awesome. I'm a pumpkin fool. I'm pretty sure every year I do a pumpkin Facebook Live, if I'm not mistaken. So, all right. I am going to set these aside. And then I'm going to clean my pumpkin stamp just because I am going to need it later on. I'm going to put all the supplies back in the bucket. All right. I'm going to pull out my nice little chamois. It's nice and wet. And I'm going to clean it. I'm going to get in the inside because I inked it up pretty good. The last card is my favorite for sure. And when I did it, I ended up having black all over me because we're going to use black memento, and you'll see why it got all over me. But whew, this morning I was a little worried that my shampoo wouldn't even take it out. All right, so this is gonna be card number 2. Here is that sloppy, messy look for me. I had to incorporate like true sloppy, messy, and there we go. And then of course, you know, my favorite ribbon, I had to do that too. So one thing I really wanted to show you with this set is that there is more to this set than just pumpkins. And if I can find the stamp set again. So this stamp set, it has leaves, which I didn't use, but it also has these right here, sunflowers. Y'all, I love sunflowers. And so what I decided was to take this stamp because it's naturally curved and create a wreath out of it. So that's what we're gonna do. And this one's gonna probably take us just a little longer because there are quite a few steps in it, but I really wanted to show you these steps, okay? All right, so the first thing we're actually gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fold our card base in half. We're gonna take this pale papaya. I just lost the name. Yes, pale papaya. It is pale papaya. We're gonna take a piece of pale papaya. We're gonna put adhesive on the back. The saying, when you go live, you lose all your words, is so true. If you ask me in a class, I can tell you just about anything. But you ask me when I start doing a Facebook Live, I can't remember a thing. All right, so I'm lining that up at the top, making sure that it's even all the way across. And then I'm just laying it down. So I have a little bit of sides here. Now I cut 2 pieces of vellum. You could do one long one if you wanted to, but I didn't find that it was necessary because you've got this pale papaya piece here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna tear the edge, okay? So we're just gonna tear a little bit off. Now, really for this vellum, for this card, you kind of wanna make it straight. So just kind of take your time doing it, but you are in full control when you do the tearing, okay? So there we go. That's gonna be our first one. We're gonna turn it over, put adhesive. And when I put adhesive, none of this is gonna show, just this top little part is. So I'm just not gonna put adhesive up there, okay? Then we're gonna line it up with the edges and stick it right here. So just a little bit of that pale papaya is sticking out the top. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the bottom. And I have to lean down to do this to make sure I've got full control of my tearing. And why I decided to tear it was because I really wanted this little white edge with this vellum. I wanted it to kind of look, I guess, rusticy. I don't know. I just liked it. So I just went with it. I thought it did the card justice. All right. So now we've got this one, and we're going to put this on the bottom. So we're going to line it up with the side and the side, just giving a little bit of that pale papaya at the top. And if you don't get it perfectly straight, you're completely fine, because when you go and put this layer on, it's going to cover it all up, I promise. Okay, we're going to set this aside for now. I'm going to move that out the way so I don't get ink everywhere. We're going to take this piece right here. We are going to take the largest of the layering circle. We're going to put it here in the center of this piece. And I'm going to put it face up. And what I mean by face up is the part that cuts. So it'll be your sharper part. It is going to be face up. And the reason I want it face up is because it's going to help me keep it sturdy with my fingers so that I can do a circle. And I think I forgot my pencil. I did. So 2 seconds, let me grab my pencil. All right, well, I may have lost my pencil. All right, let's look. Oh no, it's here. It was in the bucket, it was hiding. Okay. See specialness when I go live. Okay, so I've got just a little bit of tip. Now, I'm not going to press down hard, but I want this circle so that I know where to stamp, okay? So I'm just going to hold this down, and lightly I'm doing a circle. When I get to my thumb, I'm just going to move my fat thumb, and then my finger. Okay, now, obviously it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just for roughness, okay? I know you do, Kathy. You know, I was never really a huge fan of sunflowers until a friend of mine, you know, kind of showed me a whole lot of things about sunflowers. And then I like them. I love fields of them. My sister-in-law actually took pictures. I did a thing for my parents a couple years ago when the youngest, Jillian, was born. And my sister's 2 children, and then my brother's daughter. And we went and had pictures taken in the sunflower seeds. And in the sunflower fields. And it was so pretty. It's one of my favorite pictures, and it's my iPad picture or whatever, you know, that you see when it's the background picture. There we go. Words hard again. Okay, so we're gonna take black memento. We got a lot of coloring on this one, ladies, and I'm sorry, but I really wanted you to see what it takes to make this card. All right, so I inked it up really well, and I'm just gonna judge where to stamp this, okay? And now, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna stamp over some of these pieces, but you're not gonna be able to see it, so it'll be just fine. So we're gonna stamp right about here, okay? And I know it's gonna kind of look ugly at first, but I promise it's all gonna come together. All right, this one, I'm gonna try to do like this because this is gonna be covered up a little bit as well. I might not have stamped those too close enough. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can, let's do this side first. All right, there, and then one more. I'm gonna show you something. Okay, I'm gonna clean this really quick. I didn't stamp 2 of them close enough to each other. That's gonna get covered, so we're gonna do a trick. All right, so I only really need about half of it. So I'm gonna take a little sticky here, and I want this half, okay? So I'm gonna stick this here, and then I'm gonna ink up. Okay, then I'm gonna take that sticky off. I'm gonna throw it away so that I don't get black everywhere on me. And then we're gonna stamp this right here. And ta-da. Now, you're not gonna be able to notice this once you start putting all your embellishments and all that stuff on it, okay? So, because you'll see that it's like a half of a flower there. I promise it won't matter. Okay. Now, the coloring is actually pretty quick. I didn't want to do anything that was too detailed with it. So we're going to pull out the colors. And actually, we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment too. Let's do that. And we're going to stamp this in black memento as well. Okay. And then I've got... running out of room. And then I've got little sunflowers, and we're gonna stamp 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right, so that's all our stamping. All right, I'm pulling in a whole bunch of blenders, Stampin' blends, and use whatever color you have, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and color our sentiment. And I'm going to take the dark and we're gonna do like the shadows. I'm not good at shadows, so I'm just doing what I think will be shadows. And I promise you it will be just fine anyway. No matter what you do, it will, I promise, turn out. Okay, so that was the dark pale papaya. We're now gonna go with the light pale papaya. And we're just gonna color the whole thing in. I thought the white was a little too much for the sentiment. So, and then I didn't want to stamp on pale papaya because I felt like it would be a little too dark. So, I decided to color it in. All right. All right, so there's that. Now I'm gonna keep this pale papaya out because we're gonna take the light pale papaya and we're gonna color in the center of all the sunflowers. And again, I guess if you want to call it anything, it's kind of being sloppy. But I think it is completely fine. You don't need it to be perfect because it's flowers and they're pretty no matter what, right? Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take light Daffodil Delight. I'm gonna take the fine, I guess it's called a fine tip, is whatever, I guess that's what you're going to call it, is a fine tip. We're going to take that. We're going to pick just a couple random sunflowers. And do you see what I'm doing? I'm not even coloring in the whole thing. I'm just coloring in a little bit of it. Let's do this one. And let's do this one. And let's do this one. All right. Okay, now I'm going to take the dark Daffodil Delight and I'm going to do the same thing with a couple of them. Again, I'm not coloring in the whole leaf, just a little bit of it. All right, and then let's do that one, and let's do this one. Okay, and then we're going to do two of these. Another one. All right, now, the next color. I know y'all are going to find this really strange, but I promise it's going to look good when it's all said and done. We are going to take, I have dark crumb cake. Yeah, I think the dark crumb cake actually looks okay. So we're going to take dark crumb cake and we're literally just going to do the lines on the petal. Okay, so we're not going to extend out from the lines on the petal. So you're really just doing the shadows. And I saw this done on a card, either on Stampin' Up! Or again, another artisan design team demonstrator. And I was pretty impressed. Oh, you know what? It's on the card I'm going to show you at the end. Okay, so that is all of them. Now we're going to take the color lifter and we're just going to messily. Literally, we're just trying to spread a little bit of that ink and make it just a little lighter. And because I'm going so fast, that's why it's making that noise. But seriously, it doesn't need to be perfect. So I am far beyond perfect on this. I'm just trying not to get the center because I don't want that pale papaya to be any lighter than it is. Okay. All right, so there we go. Now, the next thing is, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the other stuff I need so I can start putting all those in the bucket. All right, we're going to take the green. So we're going to do Granny Apple Green, and this is light. And we're just going to go around and do the leaves that are out beside the sunflowers. And honestly, you know, you can pick whichever ones you want. I'm seriously, it doesn't need to be picky at all. If you want to do a couple extra ones that are different, let's see, there's another one of that one, another one of that one. Okay. And then we'll come back in here and do all these. And do that one and that. And see, and kind of as you start to color over it too, you can kind of breaks it apart too. Okay, now we're gonna take light Old Olive and we're gonna do the rest of the trees. I mean the rest of the leaves. Okay, so we'll start here. And again, it doesn't take very long to do it. Just keep moving it around. And then this one, and I think there's probably one or two more. And then we're on the downward spiral of it, I promise. I promise it'll make it well worth it in the end. Okay, next color is going to be light Calypso Coral. And we're gonna color in these little circle flowers here. They kind of remind me of daffodil. No, dandelions, that's what I was looking for. Oh, I missed some leaves. All right, and then circle. I wanted it to have a little bit of a pop of other than like dull colors, so that's why I went with the light Calypso Coral. Gives it a nice little pink. And then I picked Orchard Oasis for the next one, for the little flower. All right. Okay, and then we're gonna take the Orchard Oasis and we're gonna color this flower up here. So it kind of pulls in some blue. Well, I guess it's more like bluish purple. Okay, and then this one, and then this one, and that is it. Okay, so now everything is colored. Now we're gonna take that pencil, and I'm sorry if I've lost you. I know that does take a while. We're gonna take this pencil and we're gonna erase that circle, okay? And it's not gonna take off your blender, your blending coloring. It's not gonna take any of that off. All right. Then we'll get rid of all that eraser part. Okay, so there we go. Now what we're gonna do is we are gonna attach this to our mint macaroon piece. See, I told you I was all about the green. All right, so we've got a little tiny border. We've got that on there. All right, we're gonna bring in our cutting machine and then we're gonna cut all these out. The only thing I think Stampin' Up! Should have done is they should have added in more of those to cut out, but they didn't, so it's okay. So we only have one, so we'll have to run it through three times. And then you do have a banner die that goes along with this. And we're gonna line this up. Okay. And you're gonna have to do a small little piece for fussy cutting, but I'm gonna show you why in a minute. All right, so we're gonna set that apart. Oops, sorry. We'll take this one off. Okay, and then we'll cut this one. Okay, and then we're gonna do the last one. Okay, that's all the cutting. Oops. My tape is coming off my platform there. I have it taped together. Okay, on this, I didn't like really all that white. So you can, I went ahead and cut it out since I was having to run the other stuff through too, but we're gonna do just a little bit of cutting to get a good part of this white gone. Let's see. And it's not really a whole lot. You don't have to do this step. I just did because I felt like it made it look a little better. All right, let's do that. There we go. Okay, and then let's do this part here. And I need to be doing it the other way, I know. Okay, let's do here. Probably would just be easier to fussy cut it out. I don't know why, because the other dies that are part of this set, it's not quite as much white. So I'm not sure why this one has so much, but it is what it is. All right, so then we're gonna go down. I know you probably can't see a lot of it, but it's because I'm a lefty. All right, and then let's do this. There we go. Okay, so that's it. We're done. Okay, now we're gonna bring in our piece here and my hair, apparently. We're gonna pop this over. We're gonna put dimensionals on the back of it. And I'm using my edges here, so it makes it awkward putting it down. Okay, let me grab another one. And there we go. All right, so now we're gonna take and pop this up on our card base, and then we're gonna put all of our other stuff on it. can get the backings off. Goodness gracious, they don't want to go off. Okay, I'm gonna kind of arrange this so I know where my stuff is gonna be. Okay, so here's where where I just did the little half piece. So I want this over here so that I can kind of cover it up with my sentiment and my other flowers, okay? So we're gonna put this on here. Like that. This is gonna get popped up. So we're gonna grab 4 dimensionals. We're gonna pop this up right here. Okay, we're gonna take our ribbon, and first let's take our linen thread. We're gonna put a little bit of tape adhesive just right here. We're gonna put a little bunch of this on here. Okay. Now we're gonna take a piece of ribbon, some linen thread. We're gonna cut that. We're gonna take another piece of linen thread. We're gonna trim that. And now we are gonna tie a bow with all of this. And I will say, this does make it a little bit more complicated, having all the little extra with it, but I think it makes it worth it in the end. So just take your time with the bow. Okay, and then we'll pull this side just a little bit too. All right, and then we're gonna cut off the ends. And I'm making the linen thread different sizes too. So none of it is gonna be like the same length on those tails. Oops. All right. We're gonna put our ribbon up, put our linen thread up, remove our trash, get a glue dot. Maybe. I've lost my glue dots. Oh, nope, there they are. Okay. We will take and put this. I'm going to put 2 on the back of it. And then we're just going to stick this right here. Now, do you see it's covering up where that is, okay? So you're just fine. Now you can adjust if you need to cut things shorter or anything like that. You can do that now. We're gonna trim that just a little bit more. That probably means we need to trim this. Okay. All right. Now the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add these on. And we're gonna grab some mini dimensionals. Put those on the back. All right, and then we're gonna start sticking them around. All right, so we'll put that one there. We're gonna put this one up here. Right there. And then we will put this one down here. Right there. Okay, so there is card number 2. And I know that one takes forever, and I'm sorry. Yeah, Verna, I really don't like a whole lot of white when you're doing something that has a lot of color on it. So I just felt like the cardstock was a little too dark when I stamped it on there. So that's why I decided that I just needed to color it in and chop it off. So, all right, so there we go. Now We'll do card number 3, which is my favorite. And it is this one right here. Ah, y'all, I'm telling you, and this is that cottage paper again. It is seriously my favorite. My favorite. Okay, so let's do our Stampin'. We're gonna do black memento. I used a lot of black memento tonight. All right, so we're gonna do You Are Such a Blessing. We're gonna stamp that on a scrap piece of basic white. Then we are going to take Pumpkin Pie, Smoky Slate. We're gonna stamp that pumpkin right on top of them. We're gonna do a little shaking to make sure it gets that corner over there. Perfect. Oh, but I had you at plaid. Oh, yeah, I know, right? The plaid just takes it to a whole nother level, especially for fall. All right, I'm gonna leave my black memento over here because we're gonna need to use it. We are going to cut out the pumpkins, obviously. This sentiment, I'm gonna show you. We are using a die from the Frosted Flurry. So it's the snowflake set that you'll find in the mini holiday catalog. And it has these most amazing little stitched, angled label dies. And that's what we're gonna use to cut that out, okay? Then, this is part of the partners, what is it called? The Perfect Partners that starts on September the 1st. These are the apple blossom dies, and we are going to cut out the leaves. I'm going to pull them out, literally all of them off. Okay. And do y'all see these? Do y'all see these dies? Look at these flowers. Look at that. That's pretty. And this awesome little scallop. It is actually it's a thin little scallop, and then you've got that really cute label die. That's another plug for those Perfect Partners. All right, so let's cut all of these out. And we'll just have to run through the pumpkin twice, but everything else will be able to fit on here once. All right, so we're gonna put this up here. Make sure we get it even. We're gonna put the pumpkin here with the die. Then we are gonna take this is Pear Pizzazz, and it's just a little scrap piece. And we're gonna lay our leaves on here. Okay, and then we're gonna run all this through. Let me back it up some. I'm a little too close, I think, on one side because it took my tape right off. For those of you who don't know, I am taping together my magnetic plate since we cannot get them anymore. I'm not ready to let go of it yet. I'm not ready. I'm doing everything I can to keep it hanging on. All right, so there's all of our leaves. And let me put these back so I don't lose them. All right, we're gonna take all of these dies off. Make sure none of them have the leaves inside. All right. All right, then I'm just gonna take my nail because they do have the cut in the center, so they stick pretty good to your cutting plate. So I'm just taking my nail and getting it to unattach from the plate. All right, then we're gonna swipe those off, put them in a pile. We just need to cut out our last pumpkin. Maybe. Goodness, what is wrong? I cannot get it to, there we go. All right, and that will be the last of the shaking. Take your pick tool. That's right. That was actually my, I guess, helpful tip or whatever for the last catalog launch, because I use my take your pick tool to get stuff off all the time. All right, so now let's start putting together. We're going to take our card base, fold it in half, give it a good little crease. I'm not doing too bad tonight. We're going to take a full piece of this to cover up the entire front, because we don't want any white on the edges. And your fingernails. That's exactly right, Angie. So we're going to use some liquid glue. And look at the back. The back is pretty awesome too. It's pretty awesome. All right. So we're going to put this down. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to stack it like you do a stack of papers. Make sure it's all even on there. And then we're going to let it dry. Okay. We are going to take our pumpkins. We're going to take some black memento. We're going to take a sponge. I haven't used sponges in a long time. We're going to take this little edge right here. I cut it in fourths. We're going to take this edge. We're going to get a little bit of black on it. And we're going to just add some ink on our pumpkin in just some different areas. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to take, and this is how I got black all over me, because now we're going to put black on the edges. Because now my finger's in that black. And we're not putting it on all the edges, just on a couple. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing to our pumpkin pie one. Okay, and then on this one, I'm just kind of dabbing it right onto the pumpkin. Okay, so it's adding that black shadows to it. And you know, I didn't even think about this until just now, but you could totally do this with some Halloween pumpkins too. Get a little scary face on it, add some of this black to it. All right. Okay, so now we're going to flip our smoky slate one over. We're going to add a little bit of adhesive to the back, and we're going to attach some leaves. Then we're going to take a glue dot. I need another small one. And we're going to put a glue dot on that one, and then we're going to stick this one on the front. We're going to flip that back over, put adhesive all the way across it. We're going to add some adhesive on those leaves just to make sure they stay. And then we're going to stick this on. We're going to go up the card a little bit so it doesn't get hidden. Then we're going to flip our paper, our pumpkin pie one over, and we're going to do a little bit of adhesive on that side. We're going to do a leaf and a leaf, and then we're going to put a big one on the front as well. So we're going to take a glue dot, put this one on like that, flip that over, pop that up with some dimensionals, We're going to set that down a little bit further than that smoky slate one. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take and put adhesive on 1/2 of our sentiment. Then we're going to take and put dimensionals on the other half. Oh no, it's stuck. There we go. All right, and then this is going to sit right down here. You're really kind of getting it to cover up just the bottom of your pumpkins. And that is not straight at all. Let's try that again, folks. There we go. Okay, so we've got that there. Now we're going to take these extra little leaves that we've got 3 left. We're going to take and put dimensionals on the back. These are not dimensionals, these are mini glue dots. All right, okay. Then we're gonna stick these here. I am finding my hair everywhere today. And then that's gonna go there. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a little trick. All right, so we're gonna take this ribbon here. Now I've got a piece here that I've already taken out the center, so we're gonna set that aside because y'all know I will use it. So we're gonna just cut kind of a big piece. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start separating so this ribbon is made up of individual strings, I guess is what you could call it. So I'm just kind of pulling those apart at the top, just loosening it up. And what I'm going to be able to do now is I'm going to be able to grab the silver that's going through the center, and I'm going to be able to pull it right out. So it's going to pull down, and then I'm just going to pull the rest of it. It almost looks like a worm that's curling up as you do it. And then ta-da, now you have silver twine. We're gonna fold that in half, and then we're gonna tie a bow. Oop, I didn't do very well at that. All right, so then we'll pull, maybe. We'll pull, and then we will pull, and then we will cut off the ends. We'll get rid of the extra little pieces. And then we're gonna take and put a glue dot. I think I need to cut these down just a little bit. There we go. We're gonna take a glue dot, put it on the back, roll the glue dot onto itself so that it doesn't stick out. And then we are gonna put that right here on our pumpkin. Okay, then we are gonna take two, is it two? Yes, it's two. We're gonna take 2 pieces from the remainder and these will just pull out now pretty easily. That silver is what's kind of wrapped through it, so that kind of holds it all together. Okay, and then we're gonna take and tie a messy bow. All right, I need to go down further. You know what, let's fold this in half. We're gonna fold it in half and get a little bit more. How about that? Nope, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, let's grab a couple more strings. We're gonna do 4. There we go, I like that. All right, that still did not work, people. What is my problem? What am I doing wrong? There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna cut off there and there. Put a glue dot on the back of this one. Stick that right there. And then we are going to add some of the iridescent basic jewels with our take your pick tool. Okay, so I want to take one of the big ones and I'm going to stick it right here on those leaves, okay, where they all come together. And then we're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's do a 5th one there. Okay. So there we go. There is card number 3. And I will pull them all in. And then I will show you the other sample that I have that we did at card class this past weekend. Which again was a case from someone else. Sorry, I'm trying to get all the mess up so you don't have to look at all that as well. Okay. And then there is card number 2 and card number 1. All right. Don't forget to comment and share the video so that I can draw a name. These will be our prizes for next week. I will draw those names this week and then let you know who the winner is. Yeah, I know, and that's why I saved it for last. Force all of you to stay and watch, right? Thank you everyone. Yes, that's my favorite one too. Oh, Corinne, you like number 2. See, good, I'm glad. I will have to say this one was a step outside of my box too. So, all right, so here is the other one, and I will post this on Facebook later this week so you can see it as well. But that was the one we did in class, and that flower is just stamped right onto the vellum. And then this is, oh, what is it called? It's new for this catalog. It's called Pearlized Enamel Effects, and it comes in 3 different colors. It comes in black and red and then white. So that's what that is, to kind of make those flowers pop out a little bit too. So, and the sunflowers are done with the crumb cake on this one. So, and it is not watercolored. This is completely done with Stampin' blends. So I did a lot of trial and error on that to make it look like it, because it was watercolored by the artisan design person who did it. So I had to play with it too. Thank you, Sharon. All right, so I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sticking around for so long. And I will see you guys next week. Next week, I smeared some of my little, oh no. Oh, yeah, probably because you stuck it in your bag. It may not have been fully dry yet. I maybe should have had a disclaimer on that one. But you know, I think these are like $15, but they will last forever. So it's definitely, these are worth it to get. You could put them on anything. So, next week will be paper pumpkin alternatives. And then for the month of September, we will be using the Perfect Partners. We'll be using those stamp sets and dies to focus on those, since Stampin' Up! Will be offering them only in September. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.